These are your 6-5 notes. I'm going to start again by writing the slope formula. y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. And the variable we always use to represent slope is an m. So this time I'm going to tell you what the slope is, and I'm going to tell you one of the coordinates, but I'm going to be missing a number in the other coordinates, and you're going to have to figure that out. So first we're going to go through the steps on how to do that, and then we'll practice. So the first thing we do is just like in the other problem, we're going to label x1, y1, x2, y2, and we're going to write the problem using the slope formula. After we do that, we're going to cross multiply. We might need to add a 1 to the bottom of the slope so it can be a fraction. Do not forget to distribute. Step 4, we solve it. Our letter happens to be an R. It could be any letter. So the first step in solving this example is we're going to write out our coordinates. R, 6, 10, -3, and then we have our slope, which is always m, and that's -3 over 2. I got all that information from right there. So x1, y1, x2, y2. Now we're just going to put this in our formula. Before, we were writing m equals, we were just leaving that blank. Well, now we know what m equals, and we got to give that negative to somebody, so give it to the top. So -3 over 2 equals, because that's what our m is, because yesterday that's what we were looking for. y2, -3 minus 6 over 10 minus r. Well, this right here, -3 minus 6, that's a -9. So I'm going to go ahead and just make that a number. Now we're going to cross multiply, which means these guys get multiplied together and these guys get multiplied together. It makes an X. It looks like multiplication. So then I get 2 times -9, I did these guys, equals -3 times 10 minus r. 2 times -9 is -18. That's going to equal, this is where I distribute. -3 times 10 is -30. -3 times -1 is +3r. Now, my goal is to get the r by himself. So if I add 30 on both sides, I come up with a 12 equals 3r. Divide by 3. So my r is a 4. So that missing number right here is really a 4. We're going to do a couple more practices to make sure that you can set it up right before I send you loose on your own. So x1, y1, x2, y2. And that r can be in different places. It doesn't matter. So the first thing, let's set up our problem. I'm going to make that a fraction so I can cross multiply. 4 over 1 equals -6 minus -2 on the top, r minus 6 on the bottom. Well, 6 minus -2 is really a -8. Now I'm going to cross multiply. They go together, and those go together. So that would give me 1. Ooh, that red hurts my eyes, sorry. 1 times -8 equals, because I put half of it on one side and now the other half, 4 times r minus 6. 1 times -8 is -8. 4 times r is 4r. 4 times -6 is -24. Now I need to get that r by himself. So I add 24. That gives me a 16 equals 4r. Divide by 4. R. Again, and this one is 4. All right, let's do this next one. X1, Y1, X2, Y2. So it starts out negative 1 over 3. Be sure you give the negative to the 1 or the 3. You can choose. I just always give it to the top. Then I say 3 minus r equal over 6 minus 9. Well, 6 minus 9 is a negative 3. Now I can cross multiply because I got it all set up. So I'm going to say negative 1 times negative 3 equals 3 times 3 minus 1r. Negative 1 times 3 is a positive 3. 3 and 3 is 9 minus 3r. I'm going to subtract 9. That would give me a negative 6 equals negative 3r. Divide by negative 3. I left with r is a 2. All right, let's flip over on the other side. I'm going to do the top 2, and then I need you to do the last 4 by yourself. All right, so let's look at number 1. You might want to, on the top of this side, write your formula. I wrote mine up top for you. So x1, y1, sorry, this pen does not write good, x2, y2. So let's make that a fraction so I can deal with it better. 2 over 1 equals 9 minus 3 over 5 minus r. y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. 9 minus 3 is a 6. Cross multiplication time. That leaves me with 1 times 6 equals 2 times 5 is minus r, or a 1r. 1 times 6 is 6. That would be 10 minus 2r. I'm going to subtract 10. I end up with negative 4 equals negative 2r. Divide by negative 2. R is a 2. All right, one more. x1, y1, x2, y2, and my m, I'm going to put a 1 over it. Negative 4 over 1 equals y2, negative 3 minus 9, r minus 5. This one's very similar to the last one we worked, but our answer won't be the same. Negative 3 minus 9 is a negative 12. Cross multiplication time. So I have 1 times negative 12 equals negative 4r minus 5. Negative 12 equals negative 4r plus 20. If I subtract 20, I get negative 32 equals negative 4r. We got to divide by negative 4. I'm left with an r equals 8. All right, finish this back page for me and turn it in. Show me your notes.